Welcome for a new video. This video is gonna be definitely different than my usual videos. I am gonna talk about my coming out story. I've been watching so many coming out stories, and I've been watching Heartstopper non-stop this week. So I'm definitely in the mood for something like this. Um, so basically, I'm going to talk about my experience through growing up as a gay child, and just explain the difficulties it was, and um, the sort of relief it is that it's finally out in the open. So basically, always knew I was into guys from a very young age. I mean, looking back at some of my pictures from when I was a child, you can definitely tell that I'm not straight. Um, and plus, when I was 11 and I went to high school, um, I should have had a best friend at the time, and with us hanging out quite a lot, I did begin to have feelings for him. I never, I never acted on those feelings to an extent where he knows, um, because I was afraid when I were a child. We didn't have these many. Well, for one, internet wasn't a big thing back then, so I didn't really use the computer as much to look these things up, and plus there wasn't many TV shows. I mean, there were like Queer as Folk were already out. There was some like Brokeback Mountain. I think that was already out, but I didn't see any of those. I didn't watch any gay cinema because I didn't even know it was a thing. I wasn't exactly the brightest, um, and it was definitely challenging because I had crushes on guys, so many guys. Well, I have crushes on them, but the thing is, I couldn't. I was suffering inside. I was complete in agony inside of myself because I like boys, but I was in a closet and I didn't know how I need to feel, how to be. Um, so we just all knew. When my other friends were sort of gawking over girls and that, I didn't have any interest in girls one at all. Um, and when I was like 13, I went to a Paris trip with a couple of friends, and it was awesome. Hanging out, being kids, just completely goofing off into one to some extent. Um, even but I wasn't a didn't not exactly a feeling sort of person. So even though he was my best friend, we didn't really talk much about our feelings. It was sort of a complicated thing. I had another best friend who actually slept around my house many times, and my feelings, and even I have a feeling that he thought the same as well. He felt the same as I did. Um, when he slept around my house, we liked each other, but he was so in the closet, even more than I am, that he didn't. And even when we left school, I actually thought we are near each other. He only lived like in a couple towns away, so we lived definitely near each other. So I even messaged him on Facebook to ask him out, but he basically said um, that our past growing up makes him sick. He's sorry for everything he'd done. And he said he not like that. So that kind of hurt because I really did like him. But I think I probably dodged a bullet for what I hear about him. Um, I mean, when I was 16, I also had a girlfriend, you could say. A girl did ask me out, and I was too scared and didn't want to upset her. So I said yes. Because I didn't want people to think I'm gay. 'Cause at the time it was hard to actually say that. Um, so we went out on a date um to the cinema in Loughborough to watch the live action Logie Bear. Um, which is a good movie. I mean, she actually kissed me, but I didn't like it. I actually pulled away fast. I didn't. I didn't like it. Um, and I knew for sure. I mean, I probably would just test it myself to see if I'm at least bi, but I'm not bisexual. I'm literally just gay. And she actually the first person who I told my secret to. When I was 16. She and my secret almost been outed to my family. They saw like messages while I messaged her explaining all this. And I got so scared when my family confronted me. I didn't even give them a chance to explain. I just denied it all. Because I wasn't ready to come out. I wish it did came out then. It would have made so much easier if it just got outed. Um, but I wasn't ready anyway. So, couple of years passed, and I went on a date when I was like 18. My friend from school hooked me up with him, and it was good. But I actually did end that one because he lived too far away, and I didn't think it was fair for us to meet at long distance, which it wasn't. Um, but he was a nice guy. We went cinemas twice to watch Terminator, Genesis, and Paddington. I think it was 2018. So, but you probably can figure out the date by their movies. Um, so unfortunately, it didn't end well there. But when I was 21, that's when I did come out. I I went. I knew it was time to come out. I was fed up of hiding who I really was. And when my sister picked me up from work one day, um, she always off to her boyfriends a lot back then. I mean, now she married to him, but she always at her boyfriends a lot. And I said to her, "Are you free this weekend? 'Cause we need to talk to the family." And she just read my mind. She just said, "Are you gay?" I didn't even want to say it yet. She just literally caught me by surprise. Um, and I said to myself a while ago now that if somebody asked me that question, I'm never going to deny it again. I mean, I never once denied it, apart from that time when I got found out by my parents when I was like 16. I didn't once deny it. Um, but when somebody asked me that again, I promised myself that I would literally tell the truth. And I'm so happy that my sister was driving at the time. Um, because as I forced the three-letter word out of my mouth, I usually had tears in my eyes. I because I've been holding that word in my mouth for such a long time, for many many years. I literally had tears in my eyes when I said yes, I am. Um, and she didn't look at me. We talked on the way. We talked on the way home. Obviously, because she was driving, that's why she didn't look at me. Um, but we were talking, and she was really awesome. Um, my sister is definitely an awesome person. She act- actually helped me come out to my family. Um, and for what my sister did for me, I love her so much for doing all this. Um, and so pretty much as soon I yeast told one of my family members, a big weight had been lifted. And when I told my whole family, um, that's just it. The whole tension, what was building up inside my head, my old heart, if I finally could release what I've been hiding. Um, because all this time I was suffering inside myself for many years because I had crushes on guys, but I was too afraid to act on them in case I got spotted. Um, Now I'm complete out in the open, complete queer to a big extent. I don't mind kissing in public now. I still a bit iffy on like relationship sort of tension in front of my family. I still don't feel comfortable with that. Um, I mean, not because they're gay thing, and just I have low self esteem anyway. Um, and it was really awesome that all my family accepted me. I mean, like every other gay kid, you have this secret, you have a loving family, but do they really understand um if their own kid were gay? Would they really understand? Because I mean, growing up, there like loads of gay jokes. Growing up when my family didn't even know I was gay, and I just shook it off. I even joined in sometimes, not like aggressive sort of gay things, just harmless ones. Um, and it was so nice to finally get it out in the open. I wish I came out when I was like 11, 12. My life would have been so much different back then if I did. I could came out to my friends, could have came out to my big crush who I fell in love with. My life could have been so different. Could have had a teenage romance, not prom because I was at a special needs school, so we didn't have prom. So even though I would have loved to dance with a boy who I liked, I'm glad we didn't have prom though because I would have felt so awkward dancing with a girl. Um, that would not have been fun. But now I go to like different prides. I go to like gay bars every weekend. Even though I don't drink alcohol, I just go to have like an apple juice or something and just make conversation. Watch the events, what goes on. It's fun. Um, and so that's basically my story of me coming out slowly but slowly. It is painful to hide it, to think that you could get outed any day, and it definitely not very a nice feeling that you always feel like you're being watched. Even when you're out, you still can get a bit stressed. I don't care what people think of me. I have heard like some homophobic comments before. I just usually shrug it off. I mean, I do shrug it off. I'm not like a violent person or I don't retaliate or anything. I do shrug it off, but I also afraid to if I have a boyfriend to actually hold hands in public or at least kiss in public because in case the wrong eyes see, and it's definitely a terrible thing. It's definitely a bad world that we live in, that you can't just be yourself without being judged every single 5 seconds. And so I've been wanting to make this video for such a long time, and I thought with the new series of Heartstopper came out this month, this is as good a time than any. I could have waited until next Pride, well, I mean June Pride month, but I thought I now I'm in the mood for that sort of stuff. Um, so I decided to come out now. Well, I came out like I'm 29 now. I came out when I was 21, so I came out like 9 years ago. And I even went on dating sites. Some were good, some wasn't. And there are some really bad people out there. But because I actually not long ended my 9 year relationship with a guy who I actually know back in school, and it was fun. Um, I mean, we broke up like a couple times a year. It was definitely a joke of a relationship, that for sure. I finally ended it for good after he got in abusive verbally. But that's basically my story, and I would like to hear everyone else's story of how they came out or their experiences. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and just be yourself and don't let anybody dictate to you. Just completely um, be who you want to be, and that goes for like bisexual, trans, um, and the other LGBT community in general. Just be who you want to be. Just don't let people dictate your life and control you, because it's definitely not a way to go about doing it. Because I feel so passionate about my life now. I actually enjoy it a lot more now I'm out. I can be myself. Um, and what awesome is, because I literally myself all the time. I literally got painted nails. I used to dye my hair pink. I will do again soon. Um, I even got like a pride band and a pride tattoo on me, and that tattoo really inspired those people actually. Because a couple months ago, which is awesome, I was literally on the bus with my mom, and it was summer at the time, so I was wearing a tank top, and there were no seats, so I was literally standing up with my right hand holding onto the bar. Um, so my tattoo got showed quite a bit through the whole journey. And as soon as I got off, turns out I got off at the same stop as a certain person. Um, Next thing I knew, this kid was sort of um following me and my mum. Not far away. He like he wanted to say something, and he finally did. He finally spoke to me and mum. He said, "Excuse me," and he said, "I can't help but notice your tattoo." And then then I wonder, what tattoo is he on about? I've got so many anime tattoos. What tattoo are you on about? And then he said that he actually a trans male. He just came out as trans, and hearing um a young kid, he must be about 16. I think he was doing his exams at the time, because he ran not long afterwards. So I think he was doing exams, but he came out that he just recently came out that he trans, and it's awesome that now even the younger kids are now coming out and being themselves, and I just thought that is so amazing. Um, he was a really nice kid, um, and it made me feel so nice, and so it should have cheered me up for the whole day. And that just happened in the morning, just thinking about people coming up to me saying that they just came out. It's sort of a good feeling that you are pretty much the inspiration now to other people. The more you hide it, the more people will feel self-conscious about themselves. So they also do not want to hide themselves anymore. And so yeah, I think that it's terrific. And obviously, I never seen him again. He said he had to go to school, and considering the time it was, I'm guessing he was like 16 and he was doing his exams. But that were awesome that something like that even happened. So that basically my story. I don't have anything else to say, but if you guys want to say something, feel free and just leave a message, or if you want to get to know, if you want someone to talk to, I'm also here. To just give a like message or something. That'd be great. My also, if you interested, I also have like an Instagram account which is under the same name of my YouTube channel, so it's easy to find me if you want to talk about things, or because talking to that kid about him just coming out made me actually feel like talking to people about them, about their different experiences and their lifestyle. Yeah, the life that they got born into. It definitely a nice feeling. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and please stay tuned. I've got many more videos. I'm going to do a lot more LGBT like reviews videos in the future. I'm in the middle of putting one together at the moment, actually, about movies and TV shows, which is LGBT materials. So I'm thinking about I'm putting it together at the moment. It's gonna be monthly, hopefully. So yeah, I hope I know I said this so many times, but it's very hard to know how to end a video. Yeah. So thanks for watching, and I will see you on my future videos, I hope. And please, if you do want to talk, I am definitely here to listen. Peace.